In this video, I'm going to add a little bit of ventilation to the garage. A lot of guys I know are adding air conditioning. Some like window units. A couple guys I know put mini splits in. Mini splits are really nice, there's no doubt about it, but I'm not quite ready to go that far with this. A lot of the stuff I'm doing in here, I really would like to have fresh air in here, so I'd rather not just cool the air. I'd like to get fumes out, but also get a little bit of ventilation. A friend was replacing his air conditioning and pulled out his central air and gave me this fan. It's a nice squirrel cage fan that obviously is meant for moving a volume of air. I had the idea of suspending it right underneath the garage door and having it just blow out the garage, but I'm not so sure that that's going to work. It's going to be a bit of a problem there one way or the other anyway, I think. Also, I considered the idea of mounting it here on the attic access, blowing the air directly into the attic. Unfortunately, this attic access is at the wrong side of the garage. It's all the way at the other end. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mount it right here at the end of the garage door. And I do want it in far enough that I'm getting ventilation at the front of the garage, which is the spot where I'm typically working. I'm planning on having the intake for the fan mounted so that it faces the back of the garage. I believe that that's going to help get a little bit of air from the back of the garage as well. Another reason for mounting it close to this corner of the garage is I wanted it reasonably close to my load panel. I'm going to have to run 240. Don't need very big lines. The current draw is not very big. So I got my hole cut in the ceiling, and I look like a snowman. I wonder if there's a way to do that without getting totally filthy. So I've been thinking of different ways to suspend this fan. On this one side here, there won't be any problem because there's a 2x4 right above here, so I can screw directly onto that. But on this side, it's just the drywall. It's a fairly thick piece, about 3/4 of an inch, but I'm not so sure that that's going to support it. I think what I'm going to do is put a backing plate here, something kind of spread out the load a little bit, and then screw into that. This fan weighs about 15 pounds, maybe 20 pounds, so it's not really all that heavy. I'm going to go ahead and use this piece of plastic. It's left over from my boat, but I think that'll do the job nicely. Got a couple screws through the drywall and into the piece of plastic. Just want to make sure that when I go to screw the fan up, that I don't push the plastic away. I want to screw into it. Went ahead and poked a hole 1 every 3 inches in the lip here. So I've got my fan mounted up on my ceiling. All I need to do is wire it up and we should be good to go. Got a little bit of an air leak here, I think, so I'm not quite sure how I'm going to deal with that. Maybe I'll make some sort of a plate to cover up the back, or maybe it won't even be so bad. So I went shopping at Home Depot, and I got some of this armored cable. It's got the wires in it, a couple electrical boxes, switch plate, cover plate, switch. The switch is rated for 277 volts, a couple bushings for the box, and some clamps. We'll get wiring this thing up. So I've never used these type of fittings before, but the instructions on the bag say you just shove the cable in there and give it a twist clockwise until it locks. So give that a try, see how it works. Yeah, I guess that was it. So pretty easy. And I think that I just need to pop out that knockout, and then this piece is going to snap right in that hole. Look at that. 2 tries, 2 wins. Let's hope that the rest of the project keeps on going this well. So I got my junction box mounted to the ceiling. So I've opted for these crimp-on connectors. Somehow or another, wire nuts never leave me feeling too secure. Also, Another thing that if you end up doing your own wiring, it's always nice to work from your load and then towards the power panel. That way you do most of your wiring with wires that aren't live. So I've got my conduit cable routed along the ceiling. I'm going to drop it down, put a switch right next to the load panel. So I've got my switch wired in, but I'm not going to give you any details as to how to hook up this into the power panel. I'm not a licensed electrician, and if you're not either, or you don't know exactly what you're doing, then my suggestion is leave the stuff open, have an electrician wire this into your load panel for you, and he can inspect the other work that you did to make sure that you're to code, and then you're safe. So let's give it a try. There it goes. Oh my goodness, the wind, oh! Not really. As it turns out, even though there's a gap there, there's no air coming out of there, so I think we're fine. Thanks for watching my video, and in the next video we'll start a new project. Have a great day.